Thank you, facilitator, for your very kind introduction. And it's a great honor to be at this very high-end occasion, because today we have the honorable, we have the ED, we also have the High Commissioner, and we also have international dignitaries and our future leaders. So this is a, yeah. So this is a very great occasion. Actually, it was about a month ago that Madam Maggie Mubako extended an invitation to me to introduce the special features of the Chinese tourists, because they say that they want to know what the Chinese tourists need so that they improve the service and more Chinese tourists will come. And today's topic for my presentation is cross-cultural exchange between China, Africa, but I believe that all of you know African culture more than me, so my focus is about the Chinese tourists. Okay, so now without further ado, I will start my presentation. Okay, also briefly introduce myself. I'm Loren. Actually, you can see that the name there is a bit different. That one is my real Chinese name. It's called Yan Renqing. Okay, I believe Renqing is difficult. Yeah, okay. Back. Okay, maybe I will move here. Okay. Yeah. So Renqing is difficult to pronounce for you. So I normally introduce myself as Loren Yan. Loren is an English name that my oral English teacher gave me when I studied English in college. Yeah. Okay. And I'm the acting director of the political and media section. So as the name suggests, one of my job responsibilities is to interact with the media. And because of this, that we Maggie Mubako, yes, had the invitation to me. Okay, now I get to the presentation. Okay, so since China adopted the reform and opening up policy in 1978, Chinese people have more interest and more financial capacity to travel abroad. So starting from Southeast Asia, they gradually moved to Europe, and then the North America, and then Egypt, South Africa. And in recent years, because of the very unique tourism resources in Namibia, more and more Chinese have eyed their attention to this very beautiful land. And here is a table showing the number of Chinese tourists to Namibia. And you can see from 2012, it was less than 100,000. Then the number gradually picks. And then in 2020, because COVID, it dropped sharply. But the good news is that after the pandemic become history, more and more Chinese will come. And the statistics for 2023 is yet to be publicized, but we believe it should be way higher than before. Okay. And next, I'd like to mention some special features about Chinese tourists to Namibia. So here, briefly, I summarize as relatively high-end, relatively fixed destinations, and relatively more spending. I will explain one by one. So relatively high-end. So most of the tourists who come to visit Namibia come from the most developed cities in China, like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. And these countries, I can give you some figures for you to have an idea. So in 2023, the average income of the citizens in the four cities are over 200,000 Namibian dollars, okay? And Namibia is also very unique for its beautiful landscape. So many Chinese tourists who come to Namibia are photography lovers. They say that Namibia is a place on earth that cannot be missed for life. Yeah. So this slogan itself tells how great Namibia is. And then it's normally in-depth travel, 6 to 9 days. Unlike other trips to neighboring countries like Southeast Asia, mostly they spend there 2 or 3 days. But here in Namibia, they spend average 6 to 10 days. And then relatively fixed destinations. Namibia, in many Chinese people's eyes, the keyword is wild luxury. So it's in the wild, but it's not just a wood, a small hut, but it's also luxurious. So this name is also very attractive for potential Chinese visitors. And mostly they are attracted by those places I listed here. Those are the top attractions when for the Chinese tourists. As you can see, these beautiful pictures. And a lot of my Chinese friends who ask me about Namibia is because they have seen these pictures. Yeah. Okay. And then relatively more spending. So you see, for Westerners, they like camping. Okay, but for the Chinese, they prefer to stay in the hotels. Okay, and for eating, others prefer outdoor bar, but we prefer restaurant dining. And also, this comes to the souvenirs part. So for Western tourists, I think it's voluntary, maybe, but in China and also in Asia, sometimes buying a souvenir for their family and friends is sometimes almost compulsory. Because this is in our culture, because it's like you how to say, it's like you go to a beautiful place, and but your close ones are unable to go there, so you need to bring something back so that you share the great things with them through the souvenir. And also because Namibia is very far from China, and it's not easy for the Chinese to visit Namibia. So this is a very rare opportunity. So the Chinese tend to bring something, you know, as a souvenir, so that it can remind them of their beautiful stays in Namibia. Okay, so I think next is from here is some highlight of this presentation. It's through my personal experience and also consultations with my fellow colleagues. These are some extra points. We have some advice actually for the tourism operators in Namibia, in which they, I think if they can, this might offer them some suggestions, some advice in improving their services, so that the Chinese may feel more likely to come to Namibia. So as you can see, this is a SIM card, okay, a small thing. But the thing is that, you see, the Chinese tourists, when they are here, their SIM card can't be used. But most Chinese who come to Namibia, they love to take pictures, take videos, and share in real time with their friends and relatives in China. So they need to have data, and they need it to be cheap. And I know that to get a SIM card, it just need a copy of your passport and just 10 Namibian dollars. And with that package, you can see it's altogether it's less than $50. But to get one at the airport, it may take them like 2 hours. So on average, they spend the time in Namibia for just a few days. But these 2 hours is a lot to them. So if the tourism operators can help them get a SIM card in advance and put it in the package for the tourism service, that will greatly enhance their experience here. And you can even charge much more than the price for the SIM card. Yeah, okay. This is one advice. Another one is sleepers, okay. So in China, in almost every hotel, Chinese hotel, the hotels offer sleepers, and we don't feel very comfortable walking in the room barefoot. But it seems to be the norm in Namibia. There's no sleepers. Actually, you're welcome. And I just checked on Taobao. It's China's Amazon. For one pair of sleepers, it's very cheap, roughly about 10 Namibian dollars. One. Yes. Okay. This is one. So I think the hotel can spend small money, but you enhance the customers, the tourist experience. Another thing is the adapters. because we use different adapters and plugs. And this one, you don't need to give the tourists for free, but you should have someone at the reception, so that if they forgot to bring, they still have some place to charge it. Okay. And next is the plug. And this picture is actually from the Kapfer Quail Resort in Tsumeb. Yes, and I've stayed there a few times, and it was to my surprise that there was a Chinese plug there. So it was very convenient for me. I believe that if Chinese tourists needs to make a choice between this hotel and another hotel in Tsumeb, they would opt for this one, even if other things are the same. But this one has the Chinese plugs, so this is more efficient. So this is a picture of what the Chinese plugs look like. Okay, and the one on the right is a photo taken at the Marigold Hotel. You know, it's owned by the Chinese businesswoman Stena Wu. So this apparently already, caters to the Chinese people's needs. I think it also facilitates the tourists from other countries' needs. Okay. And this is something I think very, very Chinese, because now it has almost become a common culture in China that wherever people go, they want to know where is the hot water. In China, in almost every bus station, train station, airport, everywhere you can find such machines. They get the hot water for free easily. And in many Chinese people's mind, drinking hot water regularly is good for the health. So if you have this in your restaurant, in your touring site, it's also a boost. Okay. And next is the food menu. A big headache for many Chinese tourists. Actually their Chinese is not very good. I might be a bit too cocky or too arrogant, but I can confidently say that my English, although much worse than yours, is already much better than the majority of the Chinese. So it's yeah. So when they see the menus in English, more importantly, those menus, the names of the dishes, they are not common English, so they are at a loss of what the food is about. Yeah. So if you can provide a Chinese menu, or you just show a picture of each dish, I think that will also enhance their experience. Okay. The price, I think, is fine. Yeah, because they can do the calculation easily. Yeah, the exchange rate between Chinese yuan and the Namibian dollars is 2.5 roughly. 1 Chinese yuan, 2.5 Namibian dollars. Yeah. Okay, this is some wild imagination. So I know that some Chinese people, after staying in a foreign country for more few days, they may start to miss the Chinese food. But the main reason why they come to Namibia is that they want to experience something unique. So I want to make a combination of them too. So these two are, okay, I may move here a little bit. Okay, yeah. So this is a wild imagination. So I suggest that the chefs here in the restaurant may combine both the Namibian food and the Chinese way of cooking together. So the first one, this is apparently not the real mahangu cake, but I assume that the chef may think about making a cake with mahangu. And you introduce to the Chinese, this cake is specially made with the local millet. Then they will be very eager to have a taste. Yeah. And the next thing is a mixture of the American chicken and the Chinese way of steamed chicken. So the way of cooking is very, very easy. You just boil the American chicken in the water, or just steam it until it becomes cooked. Yeah. And then you can prepare some sauce. Yeah, and they can cut it into pieces and they dip it and taste. So this, I believe, if a local Namibian restaurant has this dish, many Chinese would go there out of curiosity. And here comes another very important suggestion: is Chinese-speaking tour guide. So if you imagine in either Okapuka or Nankuzi, if all the others, all the other tour guides speak English only, and one guide speak good Chinese, who will the Chinese delegation choose? It's very simple. But based on my knowledge, so far I don't see any Chinese-speaking tour guide yet. Yeah, I've been to Nankuzi or Kapuka. All of them are local guides. And when there is a Chinese delegation, I'm always the one to interpret. But you know, when you interpret, something is lost in the process, and their enjoyment is also decreases. So my suggestions, this actually harbors two great opportunities. One for the tourism operators, one for the labor market. So suppose, particularly today, we see lots of college students. If you speak good Mandarin, I can assure you, you already have a job. Yeah. And so where can you study Mandarin? Now Mandarin class is offered at Confucius Institute at UNAM. It's for free, and they have also opened I think many branches, including the coast, the south, the north. Yeah, if you need, maybe you can probably just search on Google, and if you can't find it, you can let me know, and I will facilitate. Yeah. Okay. So as I already explained, if you have a tour guide who speaks Chinese, you have good employment, and the operators can, of course, charge extra price. Good for your business, and also good for the local employment situation. Okay. And then this is also some Chinese tourism culture. In China, our check-in time, just like Namibia, like 14, but our check-out time is normally 12 o'clock. It's 2 hours later. So in that way, we can spend more time in the hotel and maybe relax a bit more. So when I first came to Namibia, when I go to a hotel, they tell me I need to check out at 10 or 11. I feel a bit unused to it. It feels like I'm being, but I know this will be very demanding on the cleaners. But I think, if you can make this change, the tourist experience will also improve. Okay, and then the gift shop is also a suggestion. It's a pending discussion. So I suggest maybe you see Namibia is next to South Africa, next to some other SADC countries who also have their specialties. But sometimes the Chinese tourists only come to visit Namibia, just one country, but they want to make the most of the trip. So if the restaurant or the hotels could import or buy some special things from South Africa, like the aloe gel from South Africa in bulk, and they sell it to the Chinese tourists in small portions, I think they'll be willing to buy. It's also, and the hotel or restaurant can make some extra, as the middle person. Okay, and also some souvenirs like the fridge stickers or any other souvenirs with the hotel, a restaurant lodge or logos, like a small giraffe, like a quiver tree. It does not have to be very big. You just customize it, and you can even put your hotel logos and even contact ways somewhere at the small souvenirs, so that when the tourists bring them back, their friends and relatives will automatically know that this is from Namibia, and this will raise their interest to visit Namibia. And this is a free advertisement, free promotion for the restaurant or lodges. Okay. And the next I need to highlight is the way of payment for Chinese. Now now China is almost a cashless society, and most people, whenever they go, they just bring a cell phone, no purse, no credit card, just one cell phone. And our technical staff, please play this video. Okay.
If you're planning to visit China for the first time, you may be surprised to learn that almost everyone here uses their smartphones to pay for most goods and services. Cash is not as widely used as in many other countries. According to Aiden's research, 92% of consumers in China now use the QR code-driven digital wallets Alipay or WeChat Pay. And advances in AI technology enable people to pay with a face scan as a new mobile payment option. China is now the world's biggest mobile payment market. For foreigners who've never been to China, it's always better to set these things up before you travel. So we did some research for you. Here are some tips. First, let's take a look at Alipay. According to Alipay, foreigners who have never been to China can download the Alipay app in their home country and link their overseas bank cards that are not issued in the Chinese mainland. Valid card providers include Visa, MasterCard, JCB, Diners Club and Discover. The only other requirement is that the issuing bank supports Alipay payments. Currently, travellers from South Korea, Malaysia and Hong Kong can show the QR code from their e-wallet app for payments when travelling across the Chinese mainland. Hopefully this information is helpful to you if you're preparing for a trip to China.
Okay, so this is a very brief introduction about the online payment. Actually, in most southeastern countries, and also in Japan, South Korea, many shops already support the online payment through Alipay or WeChat Pay, and it seems that South Africa also supports this already. And if the local restaurants or shops, they also support this, I think this will not only improve the tourist experience but also boost their desire to shop. Because when it's electronic payment, they don't have a very keen idea of how much it is. They just swipe. So it's easy for them to spend more. Okay. And the next thing comes from a story my colleague shared with me. He told me that a local tour operator once asked him, I did a lot of promotion advertisements on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, but no Chinese come to my shop. But one of my competitors, they also do the same promotion, but a lot of Chinese go to have her service. What's the reason? And the reason is very simple, because most Chinese people now, we don't use Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, etc. So what the Chinese mostly use are some of these platforms. The very first one, as you can see, you must be very familiar with the logo. It's the predecessor of TikTok. It's called Douyin. Actually, it comes before TikTok. TikTok is just the international version of Douyin, and this is a very important. This is also the most popular short video platform in China. Most of the young people, they get knowledge, get information from this. And in terms of Twitter, we don't have it, but we have this Weibo, Sina Weibo. It's called microblog. The functions of it is similar, and the one on the right top is called Zhihu. That means do you know? Yeah, it's like the Quora. Okay, it's more about the text information. Okay, and then this red Red is actually most popular among the young people, and I think it's also the platform where most young Chinese people get to know about Namibia. And I will share with you. Okay, this is another video. Okay.
世界上最美丽的沙丘，荒凉如末日的死亡谷。这里是我们环球旅行的第32个国家——纳米比亚。日出时分的45号沙丘，晨光逐渐染红蜿蜒的极限，强烈的明暗对比形成一幅红黑色的立体画。而距离45号沙丘20公里是真正的孤独星球——死亡谷。这里曾经也有生灵舞动，但当湖水突然干涸，空气变得干燥，骆驼金鸡慢慢死去，生命在这片土地上彻底消失。一切寂静无声，时间和风似乎都停止了，只留下讲述生与死的哑剧。沙漠山丘存在了8000万年，古树枯骨屹立了700年。太阳星辰每24小时轮回，而人类留下的脚印却只需要片刻就会被风沙抚平。这片刻的脚印或许短暂，却是我们生命旅途中的一部分，是我们对这片时空最真实的见证。
小红书。
Okay, as you can tell, this video is very short, but it includes the most representative, most classic scenes of Namibia, and it is also made in a very professional way, very appealing to the Chinese youth. And this one actually is not made by some professional team, just by some individual bloggers. So, in response to the tour operator's question, I think she can definitely download the Red app and try to seek some cooperation with some individual bloggers for her to assist with the promotion. Okay. And just now I mentioned some extra points to attract Chinese tourists to Namibia. Next, I'd like to introduce the two main great boosts. So if the power of those the tips just now is like 5, and this one I think is 90. So most the biggest boost for Chinese to come to Namibia is the visa issue. Okay. Okay, I done some research. So this is the visa requirements for Chinese visitors. Originally, I thought I would use static to summarize. I think today maybe Kaza is also a good word to introduce these countries. So most of the Kaza countries you can see Angola, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe, the 5 countries. They all types of passport holders do not need to apply for a visa in advance. They can enter the country directly. I mean, for tourists. And for South Africa, for the okay, let me briefly explain. The diplomatic service, public affairs, and ordinary, they are the 2 types of passport the Chinese may hold. So in South Africa, diplomatic service, they are exempted. The public affairs and ordinary, they still need to apply. But for Namibia, all passport holders, we still need to apply for visa, including myself. I'm a diplomatic passport holder. Okay, yeah, this is the situation, and we just don't know why this is happening. And this is the number of countries, you know, who are exempted to visit Namibia with a visa, and you can see so in terms of the GDP, the first. Third and fourth economies in the world, the United States, Japan, Germany, it's all visa exempted. And in terms of the countries that have traditional friendship with China, like Cuba, like Russia, yes, they are also exempted. But why is China out? yeah, this is a bit confusing to me. Yeah. And so the picture on the left is a brief introduction of the materials needed, and in addition to that, based on my and my colleagues' experience, sometimes we are also requested to provide something else. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me also briefly explain. You know, for the Chinese to get a visa, we need to have paid flights. That means even if we how to say, so before we apply for the visa, we must finish the payment for the airfare, and that means if the visa is rejected, the money cannot be get back. And this unfortunate situation have happened to some of Chinese. They paid it, but it's rejected. So and also the same thing applies to the hotels. It's the same thing. So to go to Namibia for the Chinese tourists, not only you need to have interest, to some extent you also need to have courage. Yeah, this is one thing. And another surprise to one of my colleague. You see, my colleague is also a diplomatic passport holder. He wants to invite his wife and the kids to visit Namibia. And in our diplomatic passport, it clearly states that like the boy is the son to this colleague. But the embassy still says, no, you need to go to the notary authority to get a certificate. And this is the real situation for us. And I want to take opportunity of this occasion to bring it to your attention. And I think the convenience for Chinese tourists to come to Namibia is very important for the development of Namibia's tourism industry. Okay. Okay. And then comes to the flight. Now the flight for Chinese to come to Namibia mainly have the three things, three routes: Beijing Ethiopia Windhoek, Beijing Frankfurt Windhoek, and Beijing Johannesburg Windhoek. Now the Ethiopia Airways is the fastest, and Frankfurt and Johannesburg the planes may be bigger, more comfortable. But I think the Chinese love the fourth one in red most, because it's both the good airplane but also short traveling time. But unfortunately, this one existed for just several months, and then now it is not there. So if they wanna commute via Doha, they have to go to Johannesburg. So that so I think if the Namibian side could negotiate with the flight companies, maybe to also improve their experience. And also, of course, the best scenario is that there is direct flight from Beijing to Windhoek. But we also consulted people. They say that to open a direct flight, you need to have a turnover of 1 million passengers per year. So that is still difficult. But I have a solution. That is visa exemption. Yeah. Okay. Finally, I want to say that Namibia is indeed a great country, and the Chinese people they do have a great interest to visit Namibia, and our the potential for our future cooperation is very huge, and I believe that with our joint efforts, we will increase the number of Chinese tourists to Namibia, and the two countries can have greater cooperation and greater shared prosperity in the future. Okay, thank you. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I just make some extra. Okay, so here's the number of Chinese tourists again, and I also done some calculation. So this 70,000 Namibian dollars is the average spending of Chinese tourists in Namibia. This statistics comes from some of the Chinese tourism operators here. All of them Chinese that are operating here. So you can see. So in 2013, the number of tourists is 9,910. Average spending 70,000. So by million, it's 693.7 million.